đảm bảo tất cả các dữ liệu khi mà lên điện toán đám mây.
Yeah, so can you tell us about the Microsoft commitment to the data security on the cloud?
Well, certainly for Microsoft as a company, what we're focused on doing is building data centers and providing cloud services that not only provide new services and benefits to people, but do so in a way that people have absolute confidence in the data security of what we're providing. So part of what we're doing is investing in new data center technologies that ensure that people are protected, that our data are protected against breaches. Part of what we're doing is investing in policies that ensure transparency so people know how we as a company are using data. Part of what we're doing is really engaging in a dialogue around the world about government laws, because we believe that ultimately we need strong laws to protect security, but they need to be laws that respect others' borders and that people can understand and be comfortable with.
Có khi em hỏi nốt một tí nữa anh. Câu hỏi thứ hai là vậy thì trong cái sản phẩm của Microsoft cái tính đảm bảo này được cái thể hiện như thế nào?
And how that commitment shown in the Microsoft products?
Well, if you are a consumer, for example, and you use a Microsoft product, we basically do two things. First, we take extraordinary measures to protect the security of your information, so that it won't be hacked, it won't be reached by other people. But the second thing we do is we make clear that we won't use your information inappropriately either. If you store your email with us, if you use Skype to have a call, we're not going to read your email, we're not going to listen to your call and use that information for the purpose of giving you an ad. So through that kind of step, we're really working hard to create a clear value proposition and message for consumers here in Vietnam and around the world.
Câu hỏi tiếp theo là tại Việt Nam thì Microsoft đã làm việc với chính phủ như thế nào để mà thu thập cái cơ sở dữ liệu, cũng như là câu hỏi một.
Thu thập cơ sở dữ liệu là tôi có thể nhắc lại không?
Chị Phương, câu hỏi chị Phương muốn nhận. Chị Phương ơi. Cái này ý chị và các bạn muốn hỏi là
That's okay.
Nguy cơ mạng cũng như là an ninh bảo mật.
Yes, so can you give some advice for the enterprise in terms of network security and data safety and security?
Well, yeah, I think for enterprises, if you're a government, if you're a large company, if you're a small business, the future of computing really is to move your data to the cloud. If you take a service like Office 365, that's the future for us of Microsoft Office. And by moving that to the cloud, you basically don't have to worry about updating your software anymore. We do that. You don't need to worry about where your data is stored. We know where it is, and you just need to be able to access the service. I think it's a recipe for people to have not just more security, but it's a way for people to reduce their costs of using information technology. And I think that's the kind of recipe that is going to appeal to most enterprises as they look to the future.
Một câu hỏi tiếp theo nữa là xin ông cuối cùng là xin ông có thể cho biết là cái cảm xúc cảm nghĩ của ông khi mà khi mà đến Việt Nam, cũng như là một vài cái khi đến Việt Nam.
Yeah, so the last question, how do you feel when visiting Vietnam? Any impression?
It is amazing. It is impressive to see the dynamism here in Vietnam. You see this across the country culturally, you see it economically and what people are doing, and you especially see the dynamism here in Vietnam when it comes to information technology. Mobile phone use has exploded, smartphone use has exploded, more people are using personal computers than ever before. I think it is a place where one can be incredibly optimistic about the future. And I think that optimism comes not just from what the technology is going to do for people, but you just look at the younger generation here in Vietnam. I mean, you look at the talent, you look at the people who are majoring in math or are learning computer science. This country, I think, has a very bright future, not just as a country that uses information technology, but as a country that helps invent the future and produces the products that people around the world are going to want.
Vâng, một câu hỏi cuối vậy. Vậy thì
That's the last question.
tham gia sorry. Vậy thì trong cái chuỗi làm việc của mình thì ông cũng sẽ gặp gỡ đại diện của chính phủ Việt Nam cũng như là một số đối tác về công nghệ viễn thông ở Việt Nam, thì ông kỳ vọng điều gì qua cái chuyến làm việc của mình?
So in your trip in Vietnam, you're going to have to meet some Vietnamese government officials as well as some partners of Microsoft. So what are your expectations from those kind of meetings?
Well, when I come to a country like Vietnam, the most important thing for me is the opportunity to learn from the people who are here. So I welcome the opportunity to talk with people, to ask a lot of questions. And the number one thing that I want to take back to Microsoft's headquarters in Seattle is the opportunity that we have, I hope, to contribute in a way that will help Vietnam grow, that will help create more jobs here, that will create more opportunities, for people who want to enter our industry. I think the fundamental question that I ask myself is not what can Vietnam do for us, but what can we hope as a company to contribute to Vietnam? If we can have a good answer to that question, then I believe we'll have a bright future and a great partnership here. Thank you.
Okay, definitely.
Excuse me. Information. So in the case of Vietnam, for example, a police, maybe they approach Microsoft and they ask for personal information of any client. So what's your response at the time?
We really try to apply a consistent policy around the world, which of course includes here in Vietnam. We look at the law. If we look at the demands or requests or orders that are being presented to us, we read them carefully. We decide whether we have a legal duty to turn information over. If we conclude that we have a legal duty to turn information over, we do. And if we don't have an obligation under the law, we don't. And oftentimes governments ask us to go beyond the law. And our response, I think, needs to be that if people want to go beyond the law, then what they should do is change the law, and then we'll comply with it. So that's the philosophy we're applying here as well.
Yeah, so security is always number one.
Security is, yes. Well, it's really about maintaining trust with customers. I think we try to be clear to consumers and to enterprises around the world about how we work. And I think we just need to maintain that trust in order to have a bright future.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
The privacy in the security for the products you made.
Great question. I don't know the exact percentage of, say, our total R&D spend that's on privacy and security. I can certainly say it has become part of every product that we make. So what we've now done is integrate it into all of our engineering teams. So all of our product groups have a chief security officer. We have privacy professionals, and it has become an increasingly central focus as we're designing the next version of our software. And I think if you look at what will happen over the next couple of years, you're going to see that grow even more, because I think what we're going to do is focus on privacy protection in particular as something that is increasingly important just to customers around the world.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, thank you.